remember in primary school raising money for the poor people of India, but the country's now so rich that it's just launched its third moonshot rocket, this time to put a lander on the so-called dark side of the moon, or at South Pole, in about 2.5 hours from now. But if India's so rich that it can do that, why is Australia still paying for aid projects there? And in Britain, that's become a huge question because its government is about to hand over another $112 million in aid to India. Joining me from London is Patrick Christys, star presenter at GB News. Patrick, always great to see you. Why do you give so much aid to a country that's sending rockets to the moon? And also runs, by the way, the IPL, the richest cricket competition in the world.
Yeah, no, look, absolutely. This is a question that everybody on the streets of Britain is asking themselves. It's going to be 57 million quid to India next year, despite the fact that they are firing things at the moon. I think if you are doing that as a rule, you should probably be able to look after your own population. But it gets worse. We're also going to be spending £48 million worth of taxpayers' money sending that to China. China, of course, a global superpower. And talking of moons, China has the money to create a fake moon to hover over crops so that they can actually cultivate all throughout the evening as well, which I think sticks in the craw. It gets even worse as well. We've sent 190 million quid to Afghanistan, which is run by the Taliban, 90 million quid to Syria. That had to stop because it emerged that that actually was going directly to a terror group. So in parts of the Middle East, we've got people using British and American weapons to plot attacks against British and American taxpayers, funded by British and American taxpayers. But arguably the biggest crime in all of this is the £9 million or so that the British taxpayer spent to the Ethiopian Spice Girls, Andrew, a girl group called Yegna, and we all remember their second album, don't we? No, none of us do. I tell you what, having heard a little snippet of their song, I think the rest of Ethiopia would need some humanitarian aid.
Having been to Ethiopia, if you're going to send aid to get it a better kind of cooking. The cuisine is awful.